Hello children, how are you all? I think you are all waiting for me. Yes, today I welcome you all to this present session. Today I am going to teach you Unit 9 of your book Marigold, the chapter Around the World. Okay? Unit 9, take out your book and Unit 9, the chapter is Around the World. Yes. So what is world? The world has 7 continents, 4 oceans. Do you know about this? Have you read in the geography or social study? Okay, in the later part you come to know about these continents, what are oceans. But now we are going to read the chapter, a story, how a person has moved around the world. Around the world is an adventurous story. You know what is adventurous? Adventurous means the person who has moved, take risk, life risk, experience with life risk, that is adventure. Do you have any such kind of experience? Then write one passage on that. Okay, let's go to the chapter. Which is the most interesting place you have visited? I think you already visited so many places. So which is the most interesting, that you interested again and again, you wanted to go there, right? How did you go there and return? Maybe it is in a city, maybe outside city, and maybe outside country. So you might have used many means of transport. You have traveled and used many means of transport to go to that interesting place. Can you mention that one? Yes, you mention it in your copy. Note down in your copy. Yes, next, is there any mode of transport you would like to use? So which mode of transport? I would like to use bicycle, suppose to go to school. As it is, if it is near to the school. If it is far off your school, the home is very far, then you want to use your scooter. Might be you come with your parents, or you use a taxi, all this. So in this way, there are many modes of transport. What are the means of transports? Means of transports are the, the transport, the thing or the vehicle we use from to move from one place to another. So by the means of transport may be bicycle, then bus, then train, then aeroplane. These are the means of transport. These are the means of transport by which we move from one place to another. If you want to, you cannot go by walk. So today we are going to read the chapter Around the World. The person traveled through in a train. What is his experience? And you know what the train, it is the cheapest means of transport. Each and everyone can afford this transport. So now we come to the story here. Mr. Phileas Fogg lays a bet. What is bet here? What is bet? Bet is a challenge. Sometimes we do betting in the class. Today, if an exam, we challenge that I will get highest marks in the exam. Or maybe you bet with your friends, today I am going to win the match. In this way, Phileas Fogg lays a bet with some of his friends to go around the world in 80 days. So what is the bet? That he will go around the world in 80 days. So this is a story of how he traveled with his companion. What is companion? Companion is friend or a colleague. So friend, what is the name of his friend? Passepartout. So Passepartout, it is the name of his friend with whom he wanted to go. He is going for a world trip in 80 days. So what happened? They are on that evening they started their traveling. That evening they were on the train. Where is it? They were on the train from San Francisco to New York. What is the place? From San Francisco to New York. San Francisco to New York, which was 3,786 miles away. What is the distance between San Francisco to New York? 3,786 miles. So the distance between, they have to cover 3,786 miles in 7 days. In 7 days, the train would take them from Pacific to Atlantic Ocean. Before starting the chapter, I told you there are seven continents are there and 4 oceans are there. Among the 4 oceans, one is Pacific, another one is Atlantic, Indian Ocean and Antarctic Ocean. So Pacific and Atlantic. So one of the important GK I want to tell you here, Pacific is the deepest ocean in the world. So Pacific to Atlantic Ocean, how many days they have to cover? They wanted to cover within 7 days. So from Pacific to Atlantic Ocean, they used to cover, they need they will take the time 7 days. So what is the total distance between San Francisco to New York? Yes, good, 3,786. So the train steamed through California, and steam means it started from California at full speed. Have you been in train and how you enjoyed the train? Okay, we enjoy people sitting nearby. The vendors go and come. They sell their things. You enjoy while traveling in a train. And here the train started through California at full speed. When the train is in full speed, we enjoy. When the train goes, we see here and from the windows, we see many trees are going away, many fields. It crosses many fields. It crosses many buildings. It crosses rivers. It crosses seas. All this. So here we find it crossed. What it crossed while traveling from San Francisco to New York? It crossed steep mountain slopes. So the train was running through steep mountain slope. What is steep mountain slope? The mountain is steep. It is crossing that one. You can see the picture. You see the picture of steep mountain. And it also crossed deep canyons, and it also crossed deep canyon sea. The river flowing from that mountain. That is deep canyons, and here hair-raising curves. Hair-raising curves means suppose you see some dangerous thing. You see something, though I have already startingly I told you in the first, I told you that it was an adventurous traveling. So it was a hair-raising. When the train goes like this, through the window, through the steep mountains, what happens? We became afraid. Our hairs became raised. So in this way, when it passes through a few tunnels, you know what is tunnel? Tunnel is, you see the picture here, from the covered the mountain, in between the mountain the tunnel has been dug out. So that from the deep tunnels and bridges, when the train crosses, how a person feel? If you cross the big mountains, in between the mountains, have you been to, I will give one example, have you been to the Arku Valley? If you are not, then go to Arku Valley after this corona lockdown and if everything comes to be okay, then you go to this Arku Valley. It is in Vizag. So when you go, the train goes in between the mountains. You can see the deep canyons there also. Maybe it is not possible for everyone to go to California or New York or San Francisco for traveling to see all these things. You can see the steep mountain slopes, deep canyons, and the train will go through the tunnels and it crosses the bridges. So when it goes to the tunnels, it became very dark. It's like a fear, frightening. Everybody starts shouting at that time. I've experienced that one. I'm telling my experience to you all. Then when I was in the train, when going to Arku Valley, what I felt, when it was dark, when the train entered the tunnel, it was for few minutes. It was into the tunnel only. It runs into the tunnel only. When it goes into the tunnel, everyone shouts. So it really enjoys the traveling. It really enjoys. Some people may feel fear for that. So in this way, when the train started from California with full speed, it crossed many steep mountain slopes, deep canyons, and tunnels and bridges. So everyone experiences while traveling in the train. Everyone experiences mountains also. We also cross some mountains. We also cross some rivers. All in this way, tunnels, bridges. Okay, you see the bridge. Okay, now the train is running very in a high speed from California. It crosses everything. Suddenly, what happened? Train was in a full speed. Suddenly, the train slowed down. Why? Because herd of buffaloes. So, what happened? Herd means it's a collective noun which we use for group. Herd of buffaloes charged across the railway track. Means they were standing in the railway track. What happened? That's why the train moved very and stopped slowly. The train was forced to stop. Why it was forced to stop? Because the buffaloes are on the railway track. Till the processions passed like a great brown river. How is the procession? What is procession? Procession you already seen during marriages or during Ganesh Puja Visarjan, the Devi Visarjans, you already see the procession with the band parties, everybody goes with that. In this way, which procession we are talking about here? We are talking about herd of buffaloes. That it looks like a great brown river. A brown river is flowing away. In this way it looks. So the train slowed and it stopped there because of the buffaloes are crossing the railway track. How they compared to what? They compared to great brown river. That there seems to be like a flowing things which seems to be the color of the buffaloes. It seems to be brown color. Okay. Now understood? Yes. Now proceed to the next line. The herd took full 3 hours to cross the tracks. The which herd we are talking about? Herd of buffaloes. Took 3 hours to cross the track. And nights had fallen by the time, and that by the time what happened? Night had fallen. So night had fallen by the time the train could move again. So why the train stopped here? Because herd of buffaloes have on the track. They are slowly crossing the track. And how much hours it took? It took 3 hours to cross the railway track. Now the train headed for a steep mountains. Now the train started now here. This was most difficult part of the journey with its winding roads. What is winding roads? Winding roads are like this. You have seen steep mountains, and the water is falling like cannons. And here you find some roads are like this. So this is winding roads. So it is most difficult part of a journey. If by chance you are going to a school, your way towards school is like this. Somehow if you go by speed, you will fall here. And it is very difficult to ride a bicycle even on the winding roads. So they passed now it is difficult. The journey was very difficult and they were in the train. Now the train started. Why the train stopped? Yes, the train stopped because the herd of buffaloes are on the track. Now the train started and they were on the difficult part of the journey. Why they were difficult? Because of its winding roads. Now they passed the highest point of their journey. Highest point of the journey. What is the highest point? 7,524 feet. 7,524 feet above the sea level. Now tell me, what is sea level? Suppose sea starts from here. The sea level is here. If the land is here, land goes like this. Here sea. And the person is standing here. He is on the sea level. What is this? This line is called counter line. Okay. This line is called counter line. It makes a sea level from here. And the person goes up. Then where he is? He is above the sea level. If the person is here, where the person is? Below the sea level. If the person is here, he is on the sea level. So what is above the sea level? Here. So what is the height now? The height is 7,524. Think of the height where they are. Okay. So this is the highest point of the journey. What is the highest point? 7,524 feet. And above the, what is this? Above the sea level. This is sea level. And from there they are the 7. Think that, guess what will be the height? 7,524. Oh my God, it's very about the height. So that is why we said that they are in the highest point of the journey. In a few hours, they would be out of the Rocky Mountains. In few hours, they will cross that Rocky Mountains now. See the steep mountains. See the canyons are falling. You can see the slide. You can see the visuals on your screen. That see that canyons is falling. The train is running away. You see the bridge. And this is a winding road. See above the sea level. Where the person is standing here is on the sea level. See on the foot of the counter line. And the person is here below the sea level. And the person is here above the sea level. Now you understood what is above the sea level. Later in the higher class you can come to know about detail of these sea levels and the counter line in geography chapters. You can see the Rocky Mountains. You can see the picture from the Rocky Mountain. The mountain is there. The tunnel has been made. And in between the tunnel the train is passing. So you see how it is a really adventurous experience. Adventurous journey. If you go by through these passages. After the passengers had taken their breakfast and the train gave a shrill whistle. Now the passengers say it is morning now. When you take the breakfast? In the morning. And in the morning it was, earlier we come to know that the buffalo fast, it was became dark. And now it was morning. The train gave a shrill whistle and braked with jerk and came to the halt. So suddenly what happened? It was running very fast. It crossed the Rocky Mountain. It's going to cross the Rocky Mountain. Suddenly it gave a shrill whistle. Have you heard about the whistle? These types of sound the train makes. So you enjoyed that when we are in the primary 1-2 class. So you always do one game is there. Train game. Rail game. So what is that? You feel the engine is there and the dibba were coaches were at the back side. So you can also play here also now in the class. So now the train gave a shrill whistle and braked with a jerk. It braked, stopped with a jerking. It is jerking like that. And came to a halt and it stopped. What is halt? Stopped. So what happened? Again it was running. After the breakfast they are enjoying the scenes outside the train. Suddenly the train gave an halt. Halt means again it stopped. Then passport out, a French passenger went to see what the matter was. There was nothing to be seen. The train was halted in the middle of nowhere. Phileas Fogg, who is going with his companion, pacified out a French passenger. He was saying that what is the matter? Why the train is stopped? And he looked outside. If the train stops, if we go by a train, if the station, where it stops, will it stop at near the river? Or will it stop at where the trees or jungle, all this? No, it stops when the station will come. When suddenly when it gave the halt, the French passenger, he went to see what is the matter. Why the train is halted? Why the train stopped? In the middle of nowhere. Nowhere means nothing is there. Either station or someone is standing there. Before that, why it was stopped? It was stopped because of the herd of buffaloes were on the track. and now it was stopped without any reason. So there was no station in sight. He looked here and there was no station. He heard the signal man. Signal man who gives the signal. Signals means when you see on the road, you can find out red, yellow, red and green. So there are symbols that the light seems to be red means to stop, yellow means be already, and green means you go. Everywhere on the squares you can find the signals. But in train also there are such man, signal man, who used to give the red signal. If they give the red signal, the train stops. So he heard. So the signal man was saying something. So he is saying that no station is there. Why the train has stopped? Then he heard what he heard. Signal man is saying something. What is that? The train can't stop, go on. The signal man said, the train will not go further. Why? The bridge near Medicine Bow won't support the weight. So where is the bridge? Bridge is near the Medicine River. The Medicine River, here Medicine Bow means is a Medicine River. It is in Canada. There is a Medicine River in Canada, Alberta, and that the place is Alberta, and the bridge near that Medicine Bow, the bridge was near on the river. It is so weak, it would not support the weight. Whose weight we are talking about? The weight of the train. It was a suspension bridge. What is suspension bridge? Suspension bridge means you get some doubt on that. So what is the doubt? What is the doubt? That it won't support the weight of the train. The bridge was very weak. How come you know that the bridge was very weak? Some of its cable were broken. Cable means this is a bridge and the cables are connected here. The wires. In a simple way I will tell you, this is like wires, cables. So some of the cables are broken. So if it is broken, then how can he handle that bridge, the weight of the bridge? So if something goes on the bridge, immediately it falls. So this way, the signal man is thinking that the train will not go further because the weight of that bridge will not support the weight of the train. It will not be supported by that bridge, which is already in which the cables were broken. So this was a suspension bridge. What is suspension bridge? You got some doubt. If you are carrying a bag to your school, suppose the handle of your bag has broken, means it was not supporting. Can you carry that bag? Lots of books can you carry in that? In this way, so bridge. It is the bridge is like that. It was the cables are broken. So the signalman was thinking that it won't carry the support of the weight of the train. So see that suspension bridge, some of the cables are broken. You can find the cables are there, and here see from the near the cables are so strong. You see that these are called cables. Again a quick recall of that chapter, that two people have traveled the adventurous journey and they were started from San Francisco to New York, and the distance was 3,780 miles, and in 7 days it will take 7 days to cross Pacific to Atlantic Ocean. In this way they go through the many bridges, canyons, and the height is also above the sea level. At last they crossed. Now the train is stopped for 2 times. First time the train stopped because of the herds of buffaloes are crossing the track, and secondly what happened? Secondly, the bridge which was in a suspension condition. The cables were broken. The new words, not difficult words, the new words which you come across the chapter are procession. Procession means, just I told, a body of person, animals walking together. You have seen the procession of marriage. You have seen the procession of the Visarjans, all this. And the cannons, I have showed the picture. And supporting means that we keep from falling. And the conductor, who is conductor? Conductor, one who is in charge of train or bus. Nowadays we are not saying conductor, rather don't have any conductor on train. In our country, India, we have conductor means the ticket collector. And we have finished the chapter. Let's do the exercise. So you have read the chapter around the world. Only half part I have taught. Up to this much I will teach you today. In the next class, other half of the chapter I will finish it. From that half, let us whatever you read. You got some fun in that? Let's answer these questions. Which is the highest point of their journey? What is the highest point? Highest point was 7, 5, 2, 4 feet. Feet above the sea level. Above the sea level. And it was on the Rocky Mountains. And why did the train stop first time? Why did the train stop first time? Twice it was stopped. First time, the herd of buffaloes were crossing the railway track. How many days would it take for the train to reach New York? Yes, how many days? It takes 7 days to reach New York. And in this way, we have finished the reading section also. Now children, I am coming to end of this half of the chapter. Let's end with a beautiful nonsense. What is nonsense? Tell me. Nonsense is which has no sense at all. So there is a few lines about a old man with a beard. What he says that there was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared." He got a beard and he got the fear. What is the fear he got? 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren. Oh, what are all these? These are the birds. Maybe they all build their nest in my beard. Just have laugh, have smile on your face, and I will meet you again. Thank you.